Meantime, let's go now to Missouri Congressman Bob Onder, who joins us live right now. Sir, how you doing?
Great to be with you.
Great to be with you as well. I was actually watching your floor speech on September 11th, the day after the tragic shooting of the late, great Charlie Kirk, and you spoke
Yes.
truth on that House floor, and it seems as if some in the media didn't like that, did they?
Well, no, they didn't. I received a lot of criticism, but I started with quoting Charlie Kirk himself about the assassination culture. Too many on the left have condoned political violence, and we know from the early days, Lenin and Stalin to Pol Pot to Mao to Castro. We know that leftist ideologies have been violent, but we would think in modern American society that would be a thing of the past, but not so. I think we see that Democrat politicians, office holders encourage lawless. Even last night on the floor of the U.S. House of Representatives, Democrat after Democrat took to the floor of the U.S. House to say that Donald Trump enforcing immigration law is somehow lawless. It is really a sad time.
It is. It is. And what was the impact for when we lost Charlie? How did that impact you?
Oh, it was deeply personal. I mean, I've been fighting this fight for a long time. To see a young, dynamic, intelligent, articulate man like Charlie Kirk gaining, not thousands, but tens, hundreds of thousands of followers on our college campuses among our young people was so encouraging. And to see him struck down at the prime of his life, married with two, beautiful children, was just deeply tragic. But I said on the floor that day, may God raise up hundreds, thousands of Charlie Kirks to take his place.
Exactly. And if you're just joining us now, this is Missouri Congressman Bob Onder joining us live. Let's talk about some 30,000 foot view stories here. This is not even really a story. It's really what we're facing out there. Freedom versus tyranny, the tyrannical
Yes.
ways of the left versus what we want, the majority of the country. Is that not what you fight for every day in Congress, sir?
Well, it is. It is. And of course, at times we're doing things like fighting against the weaponization of government. In the House Judiciary Committee, we're going to be bringing Jack Smith, I think one of the worst criminals from this era of the weaponization of government, in front of us to answer. But really, even when every expansion of government represents an encroachment on our freedoms. Right now there's a lot of talk about health care. The Democrats want to move us toward a single payer health care system, socialized medicine where care is rationed. Really, we are fighting every day on a myriad of issues for freedom and against tyranny, against big government.
Exactly. And so the constituents in Missouri, are these the type of things that they're saying this is what we want to see done? And specifically, bringing in Jack Smith, that's a pretty big deal. That's making a lot of headlines out there. Is it something that sometimes people, I think, when people come before a committee or before even a judge in the James Comey situation, which got thrown out with Comey,
Yes.
people think, well, they're just playing. They're not really doing anything with that.
Yeah.
Can you share with the people that this matters to you and it matters to the people in Washington, D.C. to take care of those that broke the law out there?
Well, yes, we have to do both. Look, if you right now poll the American people, or spoke to my Uber driver who brought me to the Capitol this morning, they care about affordability. They care about the cost of housing, the cost of education, the cost of groceries, the cost of healthcare. So there's no question that always so-called pocketbook issues will be the most imminent to most Americans. But at the same time, we if we want to live in a free constitutional republic and not a third world totalitarian banana republic, we need to defend the rule of law. We need to hold accountable those who tried to weaponize the government. Over and over again, the Democrats accuse us Republicans of doing what they're doing. How many times have Democrats used the word insurrection over the last couple of years? And yet, it was they who were trying to pose an insurrection, though they who were trying to put our president of the United States and then our nominee for president of the United States in prison. They were the ones who issued subpoenas and surveilled hundreds of Republicans in the Arctic frost, investigation. It wasn't really an investigation; it was a witch hunt looking for dirt on Republicans. If we want to defend our way of life, our rule of law, we need to hold people accountable.
100%. Can you also talk to us about the dangers of prioritizing criminal illegal aliens over the safety of American citizens, and also how sanctuary city policies contribute to these risks?
Well, there's no question that Democrat cities and states are creating these sanctuary policies. And it's been a problem a long time. Back in 2008 in the Missouri House of Representatives, I passed a law to illegalize sanctuary cities in Missouri, but it has just gone crazy now that not only are these sanctuary cities and states giving welfare benefits paid for by U.S. taxpayers to illegal aliens, they are impeding the arrest and the deportation of criminal illegal aliens. And Americans have paid a terrible price for this. That's why we had to pass the Lake and Riley Act that I was in Congress in January when we did that. But people have paid for it with their lives. Very recently, tragically, this little boy named Aiden Antonio was run over on Thanksgiving Day. He was running out into the street to pick up a ball, and a criminal illegal alien who had been arrested and deported 4 times, but re-entered the country a 5th time, ran over this little boy. This is who the Democrats are protecting: the criminal illegal aliens at the expense of our safety.
Exactly what we're seeing out there. And then you have people like, Pritzker or Brandon Johnson or all these others out there across the country that are applauding it, not literally, but, actions speak louder than words, don't they?
Well, that's right. Yeah, no, at every step of the way, Democrat mayors, Democrat governors, and Democrats in Congress are applauding those who oppose our law enforcement. I mean, look, if I had a dime for every time I heard a Democrat House member call ICE agents thugs or fascists or criminals, and that, of course, not only discourages those brave men and women from doing their jobs, but it actually places a target on their back by those who listen to them. That's what was so pathetic about the seditious six. They were really encouraging our military service men and women to disobey orders, but they said disobey unlawful orders. But every day, these same Democrats are telling us all of the Trump administration policies, all the immigration laws that they think are unlawful. So they're not going to get in trouble, but they're encouraging others, often others who are maybe mentally ill, to do their evil bidding for them.
It's awful to see it out there, but it's great to see that we still have a number of great people within the National Guard, within ICE, within Customs Border Protection, and then the military, and on and on and on. And a shout out to all of you guys that are either watching or law enforcement out there as well, first responders. Without you guys, man, it would not be very easy to protect what's going on in this country. And finally, sir, I just wanted to ask you, and for those that are just joining us, this is Missouri Congressman Bob Onder. Can you talk to us about the heart of the matter, why you originally said, you know what, I'm running for office, I'm running for we the people of Missouri and of the country?
Well, look, I think it's a deeply personal reason. I believe that this country is the greatest hope of mankind on this earth, that this country has given so much to me and to my family, and that if we want to preserve this country that's given more freedom, more opportunity to to people ever in the history of our planet, we're going to have to fight for it because we are under threat. So it sounds naive, but quite literally, I believe I ran and I'm serving to save our country.
Amen. And that's exactly what we, the people, want to see out there. It's so great to have you on with us. Missouri Congressman Bob Onder, thanks again. Hope to have you on the show again another time.
Thank you. Look forward to it.
Thank you, sir.